Hi guys, it's Charla here. So today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious jackfruit rundown. It's actually a vegan version of saltfish rundown and also an alternative to the mackerel rundown. So these are the ingredients that I'm using. I'm using some jackfruit that's shredded. I already shredded it and removed the core. I'm using some full fat coconut milk, some pimento berries, thyme, onion, garlic. I normally use scallion, but I didn't have any at the time. Coconut oil, some homemade curry powder, some homemade all-purpose seasoning, some black pepper, some tomato paste, some pink salt, a little bit of ginger, and some scotch bonnet. I don't really want my rundown to be too spicy, so I'm only using a small amount just to give it a little kick. So let's begin with making the rundown. So I'm gonna start by melting the coconut oil in my Dutch pot. I'm using a small Dutch pot to make the rundown, and if you want you can use olive oil or another neutral oil with a high smoke point, and I'm just gonna stir that around just to make sure that it's melted before I move on to the next step. So now I'm adding my onions and my garlic, and I would normally add the scallion, but I'm so upset with myself for not having any scallion to hand. So what I'm doing now is just sautéing the base ingredients. So this forms the foundation to your recipe, and you want to make sure that your onions and garlic are soft to the point of being translucent and soft in texture. You don't want it to be crunchy, so it's going to take a few minutes just to get it to that point. So you just want to keep stirring until you've reached that translucent soft texture. Now I'm just adding in the fresh ginger. As I said, I'm not using too much ginger because I don't want my rundown to be overpowered with too much ginger. So just a small amount of ginger will do for the recipe. So you just want to stir that in. If you don't have fresh ginger to hand, you can use ground ginger instead if you want to. Now I'm adding the curry powder. As I said before, this is my homemade recipe, and I will put the link to that in the description box. This is another foundation ingredient for making the rundown, so this is gonna add the color and it's gonna give the flavor as well. So you really want to make sure you add that towards the beginning of cooking the curried jackfruit, because this is really going to help to release the flavors, and it's going to give it a nice vibrant color as well. So now I'm just gonna add the tomatoes to the rest of the base ingredients, and I'm just gonna stir the tomatoes in now. So now I'm gonna add the bundle of thyme, and I've just tied that together because it's gonna be so much easier when you want to retrieve it. And I'm also adding my pimento berries as well. So now I'm gonna add my all-purpose seasoning, and as I said, this is a homemade recipe of mine that I add to so many of my Caribbean recipes, and I will put the link in the description box to how I made mine. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add my black pepper as well. And now I'm gonna add my scotch bonnet. As I said, I didn't add too much because I only want a little kick. If you don't care for any heat, you don't have to add any of the scotch, or if you want a lot of heat, then you can add a whole one. And remember, the heat comes from the membrane. So now I'm just gonna pour in the coconut milk. I'm using full fat coconut milk. You don't want to use light coconut or anything like that. You really want the high coconut content to make the rundown, because it's gonna make a difference to how it comes out. Once I've added the coconut milk, I'm just going to increase the heat just to give the coconut a chance to come to a rolling boil before I cover it over and allow it to simmer down. So as the coconut milk comes to a rolling boil, you're going to notice the color starts to change, and I'm just going to add just a sprinkle more of curry powder to my pot just before I leave it to, cook down, and it's just going to simmer down now. Just going to stir that before I finally leave it to simmer down. So now I'm going to cover up the Dutch pot and just allow the coconut milk to just simmer down and thicken up. So this is what the coconut milk looks like after I think I left it for about 20 minutes, and it's really starting to thicken up now, and it will be ready for us to add our jackfruit. So now I'm going to add the shredded jackfruit, and I'm just going to stir that in after I've added it. And now I'm just gonna leave the whole rundown to simmer down now and really infuse its flavors into the jackfruit, and this is gonna make your jackfruit taste so good right now that you will notice the difference, especially if you're someone who doesn't really like jackfruit. I promise that this rundown is gonna be amazing. So this is what the jackfruit looks like after I've left it to cook down. I think I left it for about 20 minutes, but you just want to cook it until it starts to thicken. And I'm just going to remove the thyme stems. You see how easy it is to take it out when you put them together. And I have so many compliments from family members who are not vegan, and they love this recipe. So you're just gonna add your pink salt to taste now. You can add some black pepper if you want to as well, because taste is subjective, and I promise you that this recipe is really, really good. Whether you're vegan or not, you're gonna love this. It's a great way for you to incorporate some jackfruit into your life. And I hope you enjoy this recipe as much as we do. So this is a close-up of the jackfruit rundown. Oh my gosh, look how good it looks, guys. And thank you so much for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video.